Do you know anyone that wants to watch the jam, Tim? I'm just going to tweet out the link. More. It's actually about a third. Yeah, there's 100 happening last time. This time we're 30, I think. So, but yeah, no. Yeah, and I think especially in the different places, I think getting involved. What's the city council's Twitter handle again? I can't remember.
I don't know. Any following my right?
Have you done your no, because you know why? In the pictures about you.
Dan, do you remember what the Birmingham City Council Twitter handle is? Yeah.
Everyone can see that.
Because the different
Mostly didn't have one. Yeah.
Oh, these guys got like art thing. Just one speech bubbles. Yeah. I remember playing on the street as well. I got that thing.
So.
I'll stop. It's really nice. I have no idea.
Paintings. Do you feel pretty much ready?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and get some people from downstairs. No, it'll be a few other people, okay? Dan, yeah. I think we need more bricks than that to give everyone. We're going to give the answer to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
You just made it button.
So if you think about the points of the education,
No, you can't.
Yeah, so I'm going to introduce the idea, but the idea is that there's going to be a bunch of other people that haven't seen these ideas either, and because there's only 2 teams, rather than they each vote for each other, it's a draw, right? So you guys kind of get to decide who votes. So, but yeah, everyone will get a chance to vote.
I know. Oh, wait, I'm thinking.
Right? If you've got any feedback, I'm not going to put you on the spot and be like, teams at church and
so
but it's just going to be like, if anyone's got any feedback or anything, that's
It's funny how fast it goes. Yeah. We'll do this just right before, right, the second I'll get into
Rock, paper, scissors.
I'm ready as a decision-making capability.
Someone make a decision. Yeah. Good girl. Oh. That's a limit. Okay. 2 days ago, media
What's it done?
Oh, the checking him out at Google and like stream and
Is there any space?
swines.
Going to national.
He did not understand. So the right complaint is
Yeah. So you take over. Yes, sorry.
It was any
She said.
No, everyone.
extreme
Where are you
Welcome, come and join us.
What time to go to toilet?
I just said that on my
Hola.
Want to see people that? Just ask the whole thing.
Is it telling how many people are on there?
It will do.
Is anyone on there? Is it recording?
Get that costume. Okay, everybody. I think this might be everyone that's going to come up to see the presentations. So, welcome to the final presentations of the first Gov Jam in Birmingham. So first of all, I just want to ask Tomar to tell you a little bit about what she's doing with her workshops, because it's quite interesting and it's related to the theme we've been discussing over the last few days. So, she's going to give us a little talk. Tomar.
Thank you. My name is Toma, and basically I'm running some workshops from the 6th to the 10th of July, which is called Advocacy for Democracy. And we actually started those workshops out because we felt that people don't have the tools, or they don't know how to engage with the government, how to lobby, for example, or how to plan their own campaign and project. So we've done that the past 2 years. And we have been always looking for funding, but this time we want to self-fund it. So it's basically, if you are looking to like learn about fundraising or how to plan your own campaign, or how to engage with your MP, how to hold your governments to account through innovative ways, for example, from India, from Africa, or here in the UK, this workshop is coming for you if you want to help change your community. There is a prize attached to it. It's a 5-day training, very intensive as well. So 10 in the morning till 5. And we're going to have a range of guest speakers there from London, from Manchester, looking at what kind of people London. we're gonna have as well a range of guest speakers, but it's more about like, I'm going to lead a lot of it, but it's going to be more the action part, but there's going to be guest speakers that talk about their campaigns, how they're getting involved, and basically tools and tips and tricks. And one of the things people have been always interested in, for example, how to engage with the UN and what mechanisms are there. And, it depends on what campaign you want to run or project, and that's why we will talk about differences and stuff like that. So the number is, there's some more flyers in the back, the number is there. I do offer as well discount, but the original price is like £67 a day, basically. But that will pay as well for refreshments and having the speakers come from all across the country. Yeah, thank you for it.
First Gov Jam, and that ties in nicely with what we were trying to achieve, and I think also some of the missions of the space that we're in. So I'm going to ask Amy to talk a little bit specifically about this space that we're in right now, and some of her thoughts about it. Here we go.
Hi everyone. So my name's Amy. I'm one of the founders of Impact Hub. I'm one of 5 who say have the legal responsibility of this space, but I'm kind of part of the community of nearly 1,000 people that have brought space to life over the last 2 to 3 years, and before that, but more specifically the last 2 or 3 years. And we're stood in a room that's called the Town Hall, and I'm not going to talk too much about the whole wider mission of Impact Hub and the journey that got us here. There's lots out there if you want to know about that, and feel free to come by any time, I can tell you more. But I'm just really interested in this concept of the Town Hall, and one of the reasons why I'm interested in it is following on from what Taylor just talked about then. And we're in this really interesting time at the moment where the challenges that we're facing as a society are huge. Places like the UK are facing challenges that we never thought that we'd see in our lifetimes. We never thought we would have so many young children living in poverty in a city like Birmingham. We couldn't imagine a time where there would be people legitimately queuing up for food banks in order to feed themselves and their families. And at the same time, we find ourselves amidst this boom in interesting new technologies, new ways of organising, and actually often going back to some very basic core principles of organising and activism that we're seeing come before us in lots and lots of different countries, mainly some of the African countries, where actually we're starting to find inspiration from places that previously we would think that we had had so much more progression than all of that. So this room is called the Town Hall, one, because we needed to create a room name, but also because this is what we're really interested in fundamentally at the heart of the hub. And it's about understanding what does the Town Hall for the 21st century look like? What are the organising, what are the ways in which we organise? What are the challenges that we're facing? How as citizens do we come together and understand what our role is, how we're able to participate in the society, and not just participate, but actually fundamentally build it. And also to, in my opinion, fundamentally reimagine what it means to be citizens. So rather than passively consuming the situations that we find ourselves in, how do we start to learn to build new, alternative systems, not just in an activism against the system, but actually to build something new. So over the next few years here at the Hub, we're going to be doing a lot around this. This is an example of it. And there's a big team who are really interested in this work. So I'd say if you've enjoyed the last few days, please come and share with us actually your thoughts and come and build it together, because there's a whole community here that are really interested in building something new, understanding what that takes, and having a big live laboratory to make it happen, and understand that we don't know what the answers are, but we know we're going to have to organise in a completely different way to start to tackle these challenges. So that's all I want to say on that. In terms of another event that's coming up that your team might be interested in, that aligns really well to change, not all of them coming to do a flagship event here in a couple of weeks' time. It's on our website. What's most interesting about them currently, you probably all know about the big activism stuff that's happening and the big campaigns that they do. What's most interesting about them is at the moment they drive the community who have been doing petitions and driving some really interesting stuff around housing and also that's happening in London. and they've had some really interesting victories recently in housing estates in London. So everything is starting to feel a lot more possible, and I think if any of you are interested, come to that. And also say if you ever need any support with spaces and things for the work you're doing, really aligns with what you're doing here, so in terms of support in any way. Likewise, to any of you, I think we've had a really good couple of days here. Sorry that all of us haven't been able to participate, but we really opened 2 weeks ago, so it's great to do. So thanks very much. Maybe that's okay for us.
So, for those of you who haven't been part of it, I just wanted to give a really brief rundown of what the Gov Jam is. So, the Gov Jam for me and Daniel is something that is a journey we started in February when we ran the Service Jam. The Service Jam took place in 100 different locations all over the world, and it was the first time it ever happened in Birmingham. So, it happens in Manchester, Leeds, London, all the other big cities, just Birmingham never had one. So we felt a real need to bring that with us off the back of our masters. And there's 3 that happen every year, 3 jams that happen every year. There's the Service Jam, the Gov Jam, which are on now, and the Sustainability Jam. The Gov Jam is normally the smaller of the jams. There's less places that participate, but it actually, for me and Daniel, it was one of the most important ones. So it aligned with the work that we've been doing, and we got sponsorship for the Service Jam, we got sponsorship from Birmingham City Council, Service Birmingham, and Digital Birmingham. So the 3 main players when it comes to services and public services in Birmingham, basically. So continuing a conversation from that led us to where we are today. I'm really glad that Tim was able to make it down today. Tim has been part of the conversation that's taken us from that jam to an actual conversation with the City Council where we've actually run labs very similar to this, and trying to actually align it strategically with what the Council's trying to achieve. So Tim's been through this in a week, under a bit more pressure because he was here for work, I think. But yeah, so it's an extension of that. This jam's happening in 30 different locations all over the world. You can see the feeds right now. Everyone's pretty much in the same position as you, or slightly behind because the times are slightly in front. But pretty much most of Europe right now is presenting their ideas back to the world. We are live streaming right there. So actually there could be people from all over the world watching us right now. I can't see it. But there's no pressure. The whole point of this midweek jam, not weekend, was to come together and have some fun and talk about some of the issues that are facing. So extending that conversation that Amy was just talking about. So without further ado, actually we've got, let's show the video. So we've just captured some of the moments of the last few days and put into a quick video for you. Press play. So apologies to Andrew, who appeared to come out a little bit strange and coloring on that. But yeah, hopefully that shows a little bit of the journey that these guys have been on. It's been quite a 48 hours and a lot's happened. So it's been quite a journey. I think everyone deserves a round of applause. So let's. So the jams are all linked by one common theme. That theme is the same across the board. The interpretations are vastly different, as you guys have figured out. The theme, for those who didn't see it, was this. Pretty obscure. So I'll let the teams tell you about how they interpreted that, and that pretty much leads us on to their presentations. So I think we decided we're going to flip the coin for it, aren't we? So who wants to call it? Someone, you want to call it heads or tails? You want to go first?
Yeah.
Fine. The coin goes back in the pocket.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. We are. My name is Toma. I'm Keisha. Okay. So basically, we've been at the Birmingham Gov Jam the last couple of days, and we integrated the theme as the individual, and as well, what we underpinned it with was the individual has the power to change your own situation. So over the past 2 days, we went out and we talked to loads of people around Birmingham, the coal station, right in front of the creation sector, like custard factory. And what we found out was that there is a lack of trust in government, for once, and as well, people found it difficult engaging with government. I.e. as well, there was no promotion of meetings held and how to be involved. And what really stood out as well, we talked to somebody called Carl, and he was saying that even if you do attend those meetings and there's decisions made, there's no feedback on your input or what's going to happen, basically. So we just put here as well the key things. They don't know where meetings are, they don't know how to sign off, they don't know if their voice will be heard, and they don't know if their opinions will make any difference. So there is basically people find that there is kind of like a powerlessness, a sense of powerlessness, a sense of inaction. So they kind of like, people get hopeless, frustrated, angry, and we thought like, how can we channel all this emotion into something positive? So our clean light bulb moment was, okay, new technologies and stuff like that, how can we engage them as well? So why not create an app that provides citizens with information on how they can get involved in shaping how Birmingham is ran, basically. So Keisha is going to talk about the app.
The tagline that we came up with after talking to everyone is "Don't get angry, get active." So this underpins the theme of the Apple Online Public Creative. So the app will facilitate a new style of meeting where government members, local councillors actually collaborate with us members of the public. The app will have the calendar and the times and dates of meetups. It will have details of the topics and locations of each of the meetups. It will have a background of the topics that we're going to be discussing in the meetups in clear language without political jargon. There will be the ability to book the meetings, and also there will be feedback through the app from the meetings, everything's being discussed, so people can see that effective change is taking place, whether it be pictures of the projects that have come out of it, and details. So people will see the differences that are being made, and they will feel like, you know, this is making a difference, there is a change being made here. There will be a selection of topics, of current topics that people can click, and we can see which are the most pressing topics at the moment, so that will drive what is going to be discussed in the meeting. And also a website as well, so for people that don't use apps, there will be also just a regular website. The meetings themselves, there will be non-formal, and this is the difference between council meetings that people may have known before. And as we think they'll be informal, they'll be held in places where regular people are, such as libraries, cinemas, and parks. And we're going to make sure that it's chaired by a lay person, but someone who's informed, but is a regular person like me. So they're driving it, not just the councillors themselves. So, as we said, it's a collaboration of equals. So yeah.
Addressing the need, the app will provide an easy-to-use platform to build trust and collaboration between the council and citizens. It helps people to become engaged, which will reduce their anger and their feeling of hopelessness. The benefits of it. The benefits of this app would be less formal meetings and approachable for people to turn up and share their views in a comfortable environment. Easy to understand, track the council, being more accountable for the issues and promises. Also, the app is low cost to produce and could be used anywhere and everywhere. Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
So the meetings you're talking about here, are they new meetings or are they to replace meetings that go on at the moment? How do you see that?
Basically, we think that there will be additional meetings, but as well, the app will point to people like, the consultations the council has anyway, because we found that a lot of people didn't even know that where or if there's consultation. So the app actually as well connects people to current consultation. But I think like we wanted to create as well meetings that are independent of the council when they are part of it, but they're separate and they're going to be invitations and promoted openly at cinemas and places where there are some actually the council is coming to meet us and us going to meet them.
Right, so it's sort of community led with council appointed.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think it's really lovely idea and something that's quite needed. How do you think you could, so if it's an app on the website, how would you then think about maybe the next stage of it, reaching out to people who aren't like computer literate, such as, an elderly or who don't have access to technology or, so say elderly citizens and people like that.
We're thinking as well with the promotion and stuff like that. There will still be leaflets because people are saying like, not only Facebook and stuff like that there still be leaflets. So what we were thinking that probably in the app as well, it will tell you where the information, so probably around that hub there's flyers there or something like that. But there's going to be as well physical leaflets. So and there's going to be physical meetings. So not everything is over the app or anything like that, because we were told as well the online thing is not going to build trust. People still need face-to-face meetings with the councillors or with the government officials to have trust.
Thank you, Action Team. Now we have Real World Web.
Hello everyone, I'm Ruthie.
I'm Esther.
I'm Elizabeth. And we are Team Real World Web. So we want to actually talk about our presentation is in a journey. So we want to talk about the story and the development of our ideas. And we interpreted this theme that we saw last night and brainstormed loads of ideas, and we clustered them into 3 categories. So our categories were random, which we couldn't quite work out in following. We couldn't place the security or the individual. And then we finally went with this theme of the individual. And it's about about the self-determination and power of the individual within the system. They are both the lock and key in helping themselves, their community, both locally and globally. And then from that, we decided what our mission was going to be. So our version 1 mission was powering conversations to determine direct action and change. However, through insights, just quickly, through insights and talking to people, today we've changed our mission to powering conversations to enable direct action, change, and connections. And that's our mission. So the reason why we came about this, our name, is one of the group members, Susan, she's not here today, sadly. She interpreted all of this into this really great model about initiating action with the individual, connection, and then demonstration. So encouraging people to learn by doing, and using their knowledge to expand and to connect with lots of people. We felt that today, this afternoon, after going out, that engagement is one stage, one level, but before that, you've got involvement, and we have to get people involved. I'm going to carry on and let you guys talk about your insights.
Yeah, so in terms of how we got to here, we've gone out speaking to people, again in the general area, of Coach Nation and Custard Factory in South Birmingham College. For me, how we kind of got to this statement here and the model here was from some of the direct things that people who spoke to said. One of the guys I spoke to said, I have no home, this gives me, I have no home, this gives me a voice, basically. And the other one I spoke to me individually was, you know, you've already lost. He basically was talking about how he was quite, he's quite a social activist in the sense he goes out and does protests. And then someone within our group says, well, do protests actually work? And he says, well, if you don't try, you've already lost. And then we went further to kind of expand on that and say, well, what are we practicing to create a real world where people who have got opinions and physically want to change things have actually got a forum for doing that. And that's how we got the place where everybody can get connected, initiate something that they want to change, connect with other like-minded people who want to see that change, and then actually demonstrate what they're talking about and what they want to provide. So you discussed the land lab. So that was one of the things I spoke to that's really helpful.
So it's a far leap from seeing a picture like that, which was our challenge, to coming up with individual, what people suppose some of the ideas were this was a prison, this represented privacy, for others it represented freedom, where you just lock away local service shapers and do your own thing. So it's whatever you want to make. And through the process of looking at what I think is a keyhole, it's interesting, the other group also came up with an individual. But from that conversation, we went out saying to people, what does this mean? And to go to something called an empathy map, which is important. I will show you, this is the empathy map. This is more or less how people think. So the thinking and feeling, what goes on in your community? What affects you in life? Because we want to know. Because we're here to enable you. We say we're going to promote and enable people. We're going to listen to their conversations, and we're going to help them undertake those conversations, turn them into action, and hopefully whatever they come up with, they're going to use, and they'll be happy, and it won't be a waste of money. We often no-brainer, didn't we? So we're asking people,
What do you think in your life that's going on? What do you feel about your surroundings, your local services, your family, income, all sorts of questions. What do you see going on around you, which is quite interesting, because most people don't know what goes on and we're bombarded with information, but we sort of filter it out. Here, what can you hear going on around you? Again, people are bombarded, but they're not really listening. Here, the same do, we're asking people, what really upsets you in your life right now? That's what we asked. And this is like a ballot. So for privacy reasons, they post, they fall in these boxes. If anything nice has happened, have you gained in your area lately or in your life, something nice happened, we'd like to hear about it. And then on this side, we have the transparency. This is like before, and this is like after action. So we're talking here and listening, and here, this is going to be the activity, the outcome. So again, those compartments, we expect this, we call this a chatterbox, and on here, where is it? Susan, who's not here today, she made like a little post box, similar to some you find at a railway station when you don't want to put this in. Now this represents a couple of people sitting on a bench. You know, it's on a road somewhere, this is located near you, in a road location, where it's pop in. You've got people chatting, she suggested you might want to grow things, it's a community space, you can post your ideas, share, it would be like a community notice board. If you go to a food supermarket, often they've got community activities displayed, you know, where the checkouts are, and things for sale, for instance, or football club or fundraising. So we're talking about activities going on. It's a community library. So we went from this box,
and then we just kind of last minute came up with this idea. This basically is the other thing, but that's the door, you can't see. The post notes represent information basically, whether that be digital or paper based. This is our idea we decided to go out and test and reiterate it. It did kind of get to it. But based on what people said, don't you have this idea?
Yeah. So our second version of this, though I didn't get down to drawing it out, was actually creating it as a flat pack style. So literally sort of dumping this thing at the bottom of the road in the neighborhood or in the neighborhood or in the space. Also bringing people together, so creating a sense of intrigue about it. So very minimal branding on the flat pack material, bringing people together to figure out what it is, discuss it, and then inviting them to build it, to take part in creating the value within it and investing in it. So one of the insights that we got from the security guard when we showed him the library book thing, he said to us that if we put that in Aston, it will get smashed straight away. However, he said, I said, what if we got people to co-create with it, to design it, and to build it? He said, yeah, if you get people involved with it, then they'll take some value out of it. So we're thinking, we thought about creating a bit of that.
This is kind of, the grassroots project that all those who want to get involved, they get involved, they build it, they decide kind of what goes, internally. We kind of saw it being, half physical, information, half digital, and then the glass area where you can actually see into it, what's happening. So that people physically go in and they can take it around, potentially it can be interactive as well. Solar panels here, that's where we get our energy from. But again, it's about the grassroots information, it's about changes potentially to their local areas, it's about what events are happening, it's about keeping people connected. And then for those people who can't physically attend, if that's supplied the website, and they have email information up there. That's kind of where it's going really.
So we've
I'm going to
got.
have to cut you there because that was 10 minutes. It's went quick, but yeah, I will put that.
It's a communications hub.
How long is it going to take to summarise?
Just about.
I'll give you 30 seconds to summarise, and that's all you've got.
Right, okay then, what we've got here is, it's a place, community hub, where you're going to go online, physically, you can post notes in there, there'll be a community notice board, there'll be an audio connection like an intercom for people who can't speak English or can't read and write, it doesn't matter if you've got home or not, you can access this community hub in a street near you, and you will shape your services, and you will be part of that decision-making process. You'll be running your own show in your own hub, in a street near you.
And you take responsibility for your
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?
So I've got a question. I've always got a question. So if one of your things on the web down there, you've got demonstrates.
Yeah.
How do you see that? So I can see with the hubs, you've got the connecting, the initiating. How do you see the next step, which is the demonstrating, really working?
So,
demonstration with the flat pack idea, instead of sending professionals in to build this thing, we would send facilitators in who have videos or pictures, so they wouldn't take an active involvement and take over the process. They would support citizens from pre-planning stage to full build. The reason why I pointed out visuals and videos is visual language works across the barriers. Yeah.
and also on the registration we demonstrate as well, so if they're physically doing this, but again, it's about people connecting, and if they've got something here they want to change, then we probably, put some sort of time program where we actively see them putting together an idea and then demonstrate how and what we're doing with it.
These little hubs, local hubs, will be like a franchise across the city. What's going on in this hub in the city centre might be different to the hub in Aycock Street, for instance, or whatever. But you'd all be connected, and there'll be a swap shop, an interaction of knowledge between people, wherever they live, a swap shop of knowledge. And that is empowerment. Knowledge is power.
Well, one other question for you, if you don't mind. So, I quite like this idea of having a community hub and getting people to collaborate, to build it. So your Aycock Green is going to be different to your Sheldon and so on. And it becomes unique to the area because it sort of breaks that, I don't know.
Homogenisation.
Yeah, exactly the word, yeah. So you don't just get brands stamped everywhere. So I like that. The other thing I'm thinking of though is behind that, to enable people to do things through this, you're going to need other services. Have you had any thoughts about sort of the other services that would support those hubs?
Absolutely. I mean, for me, with the development and rise of social enterprises, we've definitely got to get that involved. And where the volunteers, for example, the different ones. Obviously, our very city council, obviously in terms of funding and support, and people for working groups in each area. Yeah.
Religious institutions, community payback, in fact, all hands to the deck.
Also, if there's private sector based within those areas, if they could encourage their employees to give up an hour a week, and then not only is that good for their corporate social responsibility, it's a great way of connecting them with the immediate community that live there. So they just don't see employees as commuters who take up their parking spaces. They see them as people. And I think that's one of the key things here. We've become desensitized. We don't see the homeless person. We walk straight past that person.
Thank you very much. Cool. I think we're going to have to put it there just on a time basis, but thank you very much for everyone. So, both teams have done amazing. It was a short space of time, and the stuff that you've come out with, the insights you've gathered are great. There is only one winner of the trophy, however. The way we decide this is a peer vote, so everyone gets one vote, and whichever team gets the most gets to put their team shield on the trophy. Okay? So, Daniel, go on. Come in. So, Daniel will represent Team Action, or Action, is it the Action Team? The Action Team. I'll represent Real World Web. Everyone can take a break. Okay. So, we're voting on idea, presentation, and the insights that we gathered, okay? So whichever team you feel got that, vote for it. Alright?
Yeah, that's
Okay, one by one. Democracy in action.
Of course you are. I saw you throw that out there. I'll be back. That's fine.
It's a good job you got the same number on each team.
Oh God, it's how you and me.
Me and Daniel also cast one vote between us, just so not one vote each, one vote between each others, okay? So.
Action team.
So I can't stress enough how great both teams did. We were really impressed by the ideas that you guys came up with. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the Temples.
So you guys get your Gov Jam winners.
Thank you.
And you guys have got to sign each other's badges so you remember each other, and also just put your team name on your team badge so you can add it to the trophy.
Alright?
Yeah?
So all that's left for us to do now as a jam is just do a wrap up. So I'll ask the jammers to stick around. I'll say thank you to Andrew and Tim for being around and asking questions and helping with presentations. It's really appreciate it. Thank you guys. If everyone would just move the chairs, that would be great. Goodbye, world.